Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to explore the Queensland University of Technology.
QUT.
QUT.
Yeah.
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 You've given us a pretty interesting mix here.
Yeah.
We've got university web pages, we've got some articles, looks like even some staff handbooks in here.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're really serious about this, huh?
Yeah, it seems like it.
About getting to know this place.
It's really smart to go beyond just, the basic facts and figures.
Right.
What we're going to do today is try to really uncover what makes QUT unique.
Yeah.
Especially for someone like you who's interested in,
Yeah.
potential job opportunities there.
Exactly. It's not just about like what they teach, but the whole
right.
vibe of the place.
Yeah, the culture, yeah.
The culture, yeah. So QUT calls itself the University for the Real World. That's a pretty bold statement.
It is.
What's the story there?
Well, it's more than just a tagline. I think their deep connections with industries are key.
Okay.
So we're talking active collaborations with businesses, to ensure that their teaching and research is really relevant. It's about applied research that solves real problems.
Okay.
Work-integrated learning to get you that hands-on experience.
Yeah.
And building those entrepreneurial skills that employers, are screaming for these days.
Right. So it's not just theoretical stuff. It's about being ready to go like day one.
Absolutely.
On the job.
Yeah, hit the ground running.
Hit the ground running.
Right.
Yeah. Do they specialize in certain fields or is it pretty broad?
They have a pretty wide reach, I would say.
Okay.
They have 5 faculties.
Okay.
Covering business, creative industries, education engineering, health, law, science, and even social justice.
Wow.
But, it's not just the what, it's the how. I
Right.
think this real-world focus could be a major advantage.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about, your career trajectory after graduation.
Makes sense.
Employers these days, they want graduates who can actually do the thing, not just talk about it.
Yeah, totally. So QUT is based in Brisbane, Australia, but they're doing research all over the map.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah, Antarctica, Uganda, France.
Wow.
They're even working with NASA on Mars rovers.
That's impressive.
That's crazy. How do they manage that kind of global reach while staying grounded locally?
Yeah, it's an interesting balance.
Yeah.
Their location in Brisbane gives them that strong connection to the local community and to Australian industry. But their research is tackling challenges that have a global impact.
Right.
They've got research centers dedicated to everything from climate change mitigation to digital media, material science, biomedical innovation.
So they're thinking globally, acting locally.
Absolutely.
They're not just focused on pumping out graduates. They're trying to make a real difference in the world.
Yeah, I think that's really important to them.
And speaking of reaching a wider audience,
yeah,
QUT also has QUTeX and QUT Online.
Right.
What are those all about?
So these programs are all about flexibility and lifelong learning. They cater to a variety of learners, not just your traditional students.
Okay.
Think working professionals, parents, anyone who needs a non-traditional path.
Yeah.
So QUTeX offers short courses, professional development programs, even micro-credentials.
Okay.
And then QUT Online offers full undergraduate and postgraduate degrees.
Wow.
Entirely online.
Okay, so they're opening up opportunities for people who might not fit the typical student mold.
Exactly.
And it's not just about getting the degree. It's about constantly updating your skills.
Lifelong learning.
Throughout your career. Right.
Exactly. QUT recognizes that learning doesn't stop after graduation.
Right.
In today's rapidly changing job market, professional development and continuous learning are essential for staying ahead of the curve.
Absolutely.
And they even have pathway programs through QUT College.
Oh, wow.
To help people get up to speed.
That's great.
And transition smoothly into university life.
Okay, now this is something that really caught my eye.
Yeah.
When I was going through all this material, QUT seems to really take care of its staff.
Yeah, they do.
Like generous leave policies, emphasis on well-being, study assistance, even dedicated support for their Indigenous Australian staff.
It's impressive.
Yeah, it paints a picture of a pretty supportive work environment.
It does. It all ties back to their stated values.
Okay.
Ambition, curiosity, integrity, inclusiveness, innovation, and academic freedom.
Yeah.
These aren't just words on a website.
Right.
They're creating a workplace culture where people feel valued and supported.
I'm seeing a recurring theme here,
Yeah.
QUT's commitment to diversity and inclusion
Absolutely.
really shines through in how they treat their employees.
Yeah, it's not just lip service.
Yeah, it's not just about saying the right words. It's about putting those values
Turning it into action.
into action, yeah. So it's one thing to create that positive environment
Right.
for current staff, but what kind of message are they sending to people who might be
Yeah, good question.
considering joining the QUT community?
That's a great question. They're very clear about what they're looking for. They want curious, innovative people who are passionate about making a difference. They want people who are excited to shape the next generation
Wow.
of change makers.
So it's almost like they're saying, hey, if you're driven, if you're passionate,
Yeah,
if you want to be a part of something bigger than yourself, come join us.
exactly. They want people whose values align with theirs
Yeah.
and who are ready to contribute to their mission of real-world impact.
It sounds like more than just a place to work.
It is.
It's a community where people are encouraged to grow, to innovate, to make a difference in the world.
Absolutely.
But that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
There's so much more to uncover about QUT and how it all relates to you and your job search.
Exactly. We'll dive deeper into that after a short break.
So we've talked about QUT's values.
But their commitment to diversity and inclusion is worth exploring a little bit further.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of organizations talk the talk.
Yeah, they do.
But QUT seems to walk the walk.
Okay, so it's one thing to say you value diversity, but how is QUT putting those words into action?
Yeah, well, they have a targeted Indigenous Australian employment strategy with a goal of 3.6% Indigenous Australian workforce participation.
Wow.
Plus, they have initiatives like the Indigenous Australian Staff Network, cultural leave, and special development workshops to support them.
So it sounds like they're creating a space where Indigenous Australians don't just feel welcome, but truly supported in their careers. Did that kind of focused effort translate to other areas of diversity too?
It seems to be a university-wide commitment.
Okay.
Their website highlights a range of initiatives promoting gender equality, LGBTQIA plus inclusion, and support for staff with disabilities.
That's great.
They seem to really understand that a diverse and inclusive workforce brings a wider range of experiences and ideas to the table, which is crucial for any organization that wants to be innovative and successful.
It makes me wonder, what's the measurable impact of all this?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Does creating this type of environment actually improve the quality of work or the university's overall success?
That's a great question, and researchers are still studying the long-term effects. But there is a growing body of evidence suggesting that diverse and inclusive workplaces are more innovative, more creative, and ultimately more successful.
It makes sense when you have people from different backgrounds and perspectives working together, you're more likely to come up with fresh solutions.
Absolutely.
So we've talked about the big picture. But let's get down to brass tacks. What's it actually like to work at QUT? We touched on the benefits earlier, but I'm curious about the day-to-day experience.
I think their emphasis on work-life balance is a big plus.
They
offer a mix of on-campus and off-campus work arrangements for many positions, giving employees that flexibility and control over their schedules.
That's huge for a lot of people these days.
It is.
Especially with more and more people working remotely.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about things like leave and other perks? Do they measure up?
Their leave policies are pretty generous. Including up to 26 weeks of paid parental leave for primary caregivers.
Wow.
Well above the national average. Plus, they offer other perks like fitness passports, discounted health insurance, and a study assistance program.
Wow. They really seem to have thought of everything.
Yeah, seems like it.
It sounds like they're trying to create a really comprehensive benefits package to attract and retain top talent.
It all circles back to those values again. They're investing in creating that supportive and rewarding work environment.
So if work-life balance, professional development, and a supportive work culture are high on your list, QUT seems like it could be a good fit.
It could be.
What other aspects of their culture stand out to you?
I think their focus on curiosity and innovation is pretty compelling. You know, they're looking for people who are constantly learning, asking questions, pushing boundaries.
It's not just clock in, clock out.
No, not at all. They want people who are excited to contribute to something bigger than themselves.
Right. So it sounds like a pretty stimulating and engaging work environment.
I think so.
But how do you figure out if a university or any workplace really is the right fit for you personally?
That's the big question.
There's a lot to consider.
There is, and that's something we'll explore in a little more detail in just a sec.
Okay.
It's about finding the right match, not just a job.
All right, so we're back.
Back again.
Ready to wrap things up.
Yeah.
We've been on this deep dive into QUT.
A lot to cover.
Yeah, exploring their values, their commitment to diversity.
Right.
Those impressive benefits that focus on curiosity and innovation.
Exactly. And we ended on a really important question.
We did.
How do you know if a university or workplace aligns with your aspirations?
It's about more than just the job title, right?
So much more. It's the whole package.
Yeah.
It's the culture, the values, the opportunities for growth.
Right. So how do you figure out if you're a good match?
Oh.
Do you have any tips for our listener?
You know, it's like dating.
Okay.
But for your career.
Okay. I like that.
Don't just rely on the polished website or brochures.
Right.
Talk to people.
Okay.
Reach out to current or former employees on LinkedIn. Ask about their experiences, what they love, what challenges they've faced.
Get that insider perspective.
Exactly. That real-world intel is invaluable.
What else should our listener keep in mind?
Pay attention to how the organization communicates.
Okay.
Do their actions match their words?
Right.
Do they walk the walk? Look for those clues, those small details that reveal a lot about the bigger picture.
It's about reading between the lines and seeing if their values truly align with yours.
Absolutely.
Any other advice for our listener who's specifically thinking about QUT?
Yeah, well, remember, QUT emphasizes real-world experience.
Right.
Global engagement, continuous learning, and a supportive work environment.
Yeah.
They seem to be genuine about diversity and inclusion, which is a big plus.
Big plus.
And they're looking for people who are curious, innovative, and want to make a difference.
So those are the kinds of people who really thrive in the QUT community.
Exactly. So if that sounds appealing and you're thinking about a career at QUT or perhaps another Australian university, and you're in luck, there's a fantastic resource out there to help you continue your exploration.
Tell me more.
Academicjobs.com is a website specifically dedicated to academic and university jobs.
Okay.
Across Australia, you can find all sorts of openings, including positions at QUT.
That's a great tip. So as we wrap up our deep dive into QUT,
I
want to leave our listener with this.
Okay.
When considering any university or workplace, don't just focus on the job title or the salary.
Right.
Dig deeper.
Explore the culture, the values, the opportunities for growth and impact.
Ask yourself,
does this place resonate with my aspirations?
How do I want to contribute to the world?
Finding the right fit is about so much more than just a job.
Yeah.
It's about finding a place where you can really thrive and make a meaningful contribution.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into QUT. We hope you've learned something valuable today.